Good day, my dear student. It is my pleasure to have you back on this channel. Today we are going to be having our agricultural class, and the topic we are going to be considering today is a classification of crops. Classification of crops. Crops are classified or grouped by using three major criteria, which are based on their uses, based on their life cycle, based on their morphology. Okay, the three criteria mentioned above, they are the major criteria which you can use to classify or to put crops that have the same character at the same area. At the same time, you can classify them based on their uses, that is what they are used for. You can classify them based on their life cycle, that is the time to take each crop to complete its life cycle. Life cycle means planting crops, it germinates, and then you harvest it. When you harvest it, just crop can die. Okay, if you want another crop of that type, you need to plant another one. So that is a life cycle. Then based on morphology, morphology refers to the shape, okay, the shape and form of a plant. So let's pick it one after the other to save our time. Classification of crop based on their uses. Number one, cereal crops. Cereal crops. These crops belong to grass family and they provide carbohydrates, e.g., maize, rice, millet, guinea corn, and wheat. So these crops that are cereal crops are the crops that when they are consumed by man, even animals, they supply carbohydrate to the body. And one thing that I want you to know concerning these cereal crops is that they are the crops that belong to grass family. What is the meaning of grass family? That is when you plant them and they are growing, they appear like as if they are grass. Okay, crops like rice, like maize. If you see them growing, you will think that this is a grass, but after some time you see them bringing out their food, their seed. Okay, so they can be consumed by man. They can also be consumed by animals, so they appear like a grass. That's why we classify them as cereal crops. Please take note of that. You can come across that in your forthcoming exam, even your test, that these cereal crops are crops that belong to grass family. And when they are consumed by man, they give carbohydrates to human beings, even and the animal as well. Two, pulses. These pulses are also called legumes. Pulses or grain legume. Please take note of that. These crops are very rich in protein. Okay, they are very rich in protein. Unlike the cereal that supply carbohydrate to man and animal when consumed, these legumes give protein to the body of animals, even to the man when consumed. An example of these crops that belongs to legumes family are cowpea, soya bean, groundnut, lima bean, and pigeon pea. Number three, you have root and tuber crops. Root and tuber crops. These crops produce tuber under the ground and they provide carbohydrates. These are the crops that have their roots, their roots are being consumed by man. Not only man alone, even the animal can also consume the root, and they supply carbohydrates to the body when consumed by man. An example of this crop, we have cassava, yam, cocoyam, sweet potato, and carrot. Okay, see this crop, their leaf is not consumed, but the root of this crop is the one that is consumed by man and animal. Okay, you have number four then, vegetable crops. This crop provide vitamins and minerals. Vegetable crops are crops that supply vitamins, supply minerals to the body of man, even animal. You know, from what I said earlier, some crops provide carbohydrates, some provide vitamin to the body, protein to the body. This carbohydrate and protein are not enough for the healthy living of a man, including animals. So your body needs little amount of vitamin and minerals for growth and development. For instance, now, for your eyes to work properly, your body needs what? Vitamin A. You need vitamin A. So all this can be derived from vegetable crops. You need vitamin C, you need vitamin D, vitamin E. All these things are required in small quantities in order to ensure healthy living, okay, for every human being. An example of these vegetable crops are amaranthus, onion, okra. Okra here is referred to what we call okra, okay, but the English name is okra. Cauliflower, spinach, bitter leaf, water leaf, and other vegetables. So these are the plants whose leaves are consumed by man, and they are very rich in vitamin, they are very rich in minerals when consumed by man and the animal as well. Then we have number five, that is the food crops. And this also provide vitamins and minerals. These food crops also provide vitamins just like vegetable crops. They provide vitamin, they supply minerals to the body of man when consumed. An example of this crop that give minerals and vitamins are orange, banana, pineapple, mango, pawpaw, cashew, and other crops. Okay, that are fruit. All these example mentioned, you realize that they are fruit. Okay, they also supply various degree of vitamins and minerals when consumed by man. Then we have the beverages. Beverages crop. They provide drinks when processed. These are crops that provide drinks when processed. Because some of them are also stimulant. They can be considered as stimulant. What do you mean of stimulant? These are the crops that make your body to be awake or to be active. Okay, they are stimulant like tobacco. They are stimulant. Okay, they are stimulant. Okay, you have tea, kola nut, coffee, and cocoa. All these are beverages crop. Okay, then we have number 7 there, spices. Spices. These also provide vitamin and mineral. They also add flavor to our stew or soup. These spices are crops that are used to add good taste to our food. When mommy is cooking in the kitchen, mommy will like to add onion, add ginger, add to add other things like curry, just to give whatever she's cooking a good taste, a good odor, good aroma. All these are what? These are crops that are called spices. But about the latex, that's number 8, latex crop. These are crops which provide some white sticky liquid or latex used in plastic industry. So if you see a particular plant, they will called rubber tree, a particular whitish fluid will be extracted from them. This whitish liquid is called latex. Please take note of that. You can come across that in your forthcoming exam, even your basic. The common question in basic, the whitish sticky liquid that comes from a tree is called latex. From a rubber tree, it's called latex. And this latex can be extracted and used to make rubber product, any rubber product at all. Please take note of that. It's very, very important. Then we have oil crops. We have oil crops. These are crops which can provide oil when processed, both for domestic and industrial uses. These are crops that by the time you process them, maybe you boil their seed, you can extract oil from it, and this oil can be used for kitchen, for domestic uses. It can be used for domestic purpose. It can also be used for industrial use, maybe to produce soap, to produce other material. An example of this crop that you can extract oil from them, you have oil palm, you have groundnut, you have manure, you have coconut, soya bean, and cotton. All of this mentioned, oil can be extracted from the seed from them. Okay, that is why they are classified as oil crops. Then we have the last one there, that is the fiber crops. Fiber crops. These are crops used for making clothing materials. They are used to make clothing. That is the clothes you are putting on can be made from cotton. Alright, ropes and bars. Example of we have cotton, scissor, herb, knife, and hibiscus. All of these can be used to make clothing material. So that is that on classification of crops based on their uses. So let's move to the number 2, classification. Classification of crops based on their life cycle. You want to classify crops based on how long they can stay. Okay, by the time you plant them, how long will they take for them to bring out that seed, for them to mature, for you to harvest them, and they die after harvesting. That is called the life cycle. Annual crops. These are crops which grow and mature within 1 year. Okay, the annual crops, they grow and mature within 1 year. That is, if you plant them 1 year, within 1 year, they are going to bring out that seed, they are going to bring out that fruit. You are going to harvest them. When you harvest them, they die. Okay, when I mean 1 year does not mean January to December. 1 year can be October this year to October next year. It can be November this year to November next year. So any crop that you can plant within this October and harvest before October next year. Okay, all these crops are what are annual crop because you can harvest them within a range of 1 year. That is why they are called annual crop. The word annual means yearly. Okay, if you harvest them, if you want another crop like them again, you need to replant. Okay, because the one that is harvested cannot bring another seed, another fruit for you again after they be harvested. So after that, they die. That means they have completed their life cycle. That is the meaning of that. Okay, an example of this crop that belongs to annual crops are maize, rice, cowpea, millet, vegetable, cotton, and groundnut. All these crops mentioned here, okay, you can plant them within 1 year and harvest them. And the more you harvest them, they won't produce it again. That means they die. If you want to produce another crop like that, you have to replant another one. That means they have completed their life cycle. That's why they are called annual crop. Okay. Number 2, then we have biennial crops. We have biennial crops. Biennial crops are crops which grow and mature within 2 years. They grow and mature within 2 years. Okay, this biennial crops, if you plant them this year, they can take more than 12 months. Okay, year is a 12 calendar month, so you can take more than 2 years. They can take more than 1 year. Okay, they can take 15 months. They can take 18 months for them to mature, so that you can harvest them. So this particular crop, they gets to maturity afterward, they take within 2 years. An example, we have pepper, ginger, and cassava. Okay, because even cocoyam too. Cocoyam is also part of it. It's also part of it. Can take more than 2 years before it can mature and harvest them. Okay. Then we have number 3. That is perennial crops. Perennial crops. These are crops which grow and mature in more than 2 years. These perennial crops are the crops that take more than 2 years for them to mature, for them to bring out their fruit, and for them to be harvested. The one thing that is very peculiar about this perennial crop is that they can take more than 2 years for them to get to maturity. But the moment they get to maturity, you can harvest their fruit every year. Every year you go to the age they mature. Every year they bring out their fruit for you and for you to harvest. You don't need to plant another one. For instance, let's say mango. If you plant a mango seed now, it can take up to, let's say, 4 years or 3 years before it start fruiting. Okay, but the moment the mango start fruiting, it will bring out the fruit for you every year. You don't need to plant another one again before you start bringing out the fruit. That is a perennial crop. They stay very long on the farm or on the land. Okay, so if they bring out their fruit this year, next year just wait for them. They will bring out their fruit. They won't die. That is the perennial crops. I believe you understand that. Perennial crops. We have number 4 then. That is ephemeral crops. Ephemeral crops. Ephemeral means something that is temporal, something that does not last. That is ephemeral. So these are crops that complete their life cycle within a very short time. Ephemeral crops, they are crops that complete their life cycle within a very short time. Sometimes they don't take up to 1 year. Sometimes they take 2 or 3, 1 or 2 months to complete their life cycle. Okay, they take 1 or 2 months to complete their life cycle. The moment they complete their life cycle, they die. So that is ephemeral crop. Some can even take less than 3 months, or they can't take a whole year. They are ephemeral crops. They take a very short time to complete their life cycle. An example of these ephemeral crops, we have amaranthus and spinach. Okay, usually the vegetables. Okay, usually the vegetables, they take few months to complete their life cycle. Okay, so that is that on clarification based on their life cycle. That will be the end of the class today. I believe you enjoyed the class. Please copy the notes and submit to me by the time you come back to school on Monday. Thank you and have a nice weekend.